It was a time when you felt excited about things. New experiences thrilled you. Possibilities energized you. The future felt full of promise. You had dreams, ambitions, things you looked forward to. But then something happened. You woke up, not from sleep, from the dream everyone else is still living in. You saw through the illusions, questioned the narratives, broke free from the programming. You thought awakening would set you free, and it did, but freedom came with an unexpected cost. Nothing excites you anymore. The career goals that used to motivate you now feel hollow. The relationships that used to fulfill you now feel superficial. The achievement society celebrates now seem meaningless. The things that make other people happy leave you completely unmoved. You're not depressed, you're disenchanted. You've pulled back the curtain, seen the machinery behind the magic, and now the show has lost its appeal. Today, we're exploring why awakening often kills excitement, and what you're supposed to do when you can see through everything but can't find anything worth caring about. When goals lose their meaning, you used to have clear goals. Get the degree, land the job, make the money, buy the house, find the partner, build the life. These milestones felt important, worth working toward, markers of a successful existence. But after waking up, you see them for what they are, constructs, agreed-upon metrics of success that have no inherent meaning. You realize you wanted these things not because they would fulfill you, but because you were programmed to want them. Society handed you a script and told you it was your dream, and for years, maybe decades, you followed it without questioning, until you woke up and realized, these aren't my dreams. These are someone else's dreams that I've been living. Now the goals feel empty, the promotions feel pointless, the milestones feel arbitrary. And without those external markers to chase, you're left in a void wondering if those things don't matter, what does? The collapse of motivation systems. Your entire motivation system was built on illusions. Work hard and you'll be rewarded. Be good and good things will happen to you. Follow the rules and you'll be happy. Play the game correctly and you'll win. But awakening showed you the truth. The system is rigged. Hard work often goes unrewarded. Good people suffer while bad people prosper. The rules were written by people in power to keep themselves in power. And winning the game means sacrificing the parts of yourself that actually matter. So what happens to motivation when you realize it was all built on lies? It collapses. The carrot and stick approach stops working because you no longer believe in the carrot, and suddenly you have no idea what you're supposed to be striving for. The disillusionment with achievement, you've achieved things. Maybe you've accomplished goals that other people admire. You've checked boxes, climbed ladders, proven yourself capable in the eyes of the world. But here's what no one tells you. Achievement doesn't fill the void. The promotion doesn't make you happy. The recognition doesn't satisfy your soul. The success tastes hollow in your mouth because you know it's all performance, all theater, all pretending that any of this actually matters. You've reached destinations that were supposed to be fulfilling and found them empty. So now, when you look at future goals, you can't muster excitement because you already know the truth. Getting there won't give you what you're actually seeking. When entertainment becomes obvious, distraction, movies, shows, social media, video games, sports, celebrity culture, you used to lose yourself in these things. They provided escape, entertainment, a way to pass the time and feel something. But after waking up, you see them differently. You see the manipulation, the propaganda, the way they're designed to keep you passive and consuming. You see how entertainment is just sophisticated. Distraction, keeping you from asking the questions that actually matter. You watch a movie and instead of getting lost in the story, you notice the messaging. You scroll social media, and instead of feeling connected, you feel the algorithm manipulating your emotions. You see entertainment for what it is, bread and circuses designed to keep you complacent. So now, when you try to engage with these things, they don't work anymore. The magic is gone. The suspension of disbelief is impossible, and you're left feeling nothing where you used to feel entertained. The emptiness of consumer culture shopping used to provide a hit of dopamine. A new purchase could lift your mood, make you feel like you were improving your life, give you something to look forward to. But awakening revealed the trap. You're being sold solutions to problems that advertising created. You're being convinced you need things you don't need, told that products will make you happy when happiness can't be purchased. You see the cycle now. Buy something, feel good briefly, feel empty again, buy something else. It's an endless treadmill designed to extract money and keep you dependent on external validation. So shopping loses its appeal. New things don't excite you because you know the excitement will fade in days, maybe hours, and you're left wondering how you ever thought accumulating stuff would lead to fulfillment. Relationships that feel transactional. You used to get excited about meeting new people, forming connections, expanding your social circle. But now you see through the performance. You see how most interactions are transactional. People networking for advantage, friendships based on convenience, relationships sustained by mutual neediness rather than genuine connection. You see the masks people wear, the roles they play, the ways they use each other without ever really being authentic. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So meeting new people doesn't excite you because you know most of them will be more of the same, surface-level connections that require you to perform rather than be real. And you're exhausted by the thought of it. Knowing too much awakening means information. You've learned about systems, structures, history, psychology, manipulation, control. You've educated yourself out of ignorance and into awareness. But knowledge has a cost. You know where your food comes from and the suffering involved. You know how your clothes are made and the exploitation required. You know the environmental impact of your choices. You know the corruption in politics, business, media. Every choice becomes weighted with knowledge. Every pleasure comes with awareness of its consequences. You can't just enjoy something anymore without simultaneously knowing the truth behind it. So simple pleasures die, not because you're a killjoy, but because you're carrying the weight of truth. And that truth makes joy feel naive, like laughing while the house burns down. The burden of seeing ahead, you've developed pattern recognition. You see how things play out before they finish unfolding. You predict outcomes, recognize cycles, understand trajectories. This means nothing surprises you anymore. The plot twists in life feel predictable. The drama feels repetitive. The new things are just old things repackaged. When someone gets excited about something, you already see where it's heading. When something is marketed as revolutionary, you see it's the same old system with new branding. When people chase dreams, you can predict the disappointment waiting at the end. This foresight kills excitement because excitement requires not knowing. It requires hope, possibility, the thrill of uncertainty. But you've seen too much to maintain that innocence. The weight of collective suffering once you wake up to the suffering in the world, the injustice, the inequality, the violence, the cruelty, it becomes impossible to just be happy about small things. You're trying to enjoy a meal. While knowing millions are starving, you're supposed to get excited about a vacation while being aware of exploitation in the tourism industry. You're expected to celebrate personal wins while the world burns. The awareness of collective suffering creates a guilt that poisons pleasure. How can you be excited about anything when so much is wrong? How can you lose yourself in enjoyment when you're conscious of pain everywhere? So you stop feeling excited, not because you're ungrateful, but because you're carrying awareness that most people have successfully blocked out. When you've dismantled everything, awakening is a deconstruction process. You tear down beliefs, question assumptions, dismantle illusions. You take apart the worldview you were given and examine each piece. But here's the problem. Deconstruction is easier than reconstruction. You're great at seeing what's false, but lost when it comes to what's true. You've torn down the old structure, but haven't built a new one. So you're standing in rubble. No framework to guide you, no beliefs to anchor you, no meaning-making system to help you navigate life, just raw awareness and existential emptiness. In this void, excitement dies, because excitement requires something to be excited about. And when you've deconstructed everything, there's nothing left to care about. The loss of purpose. You used to have a sense of purpose, even if it was programmed. You were building a career, raising a family, making a difference, pursuing dreams, something that gave your life direction and meaning. But awakening often destroys purpose along with illusion. You realize your purpose was assigned, not authentic, so you let it go. And then you're left without one. You know what you don't want, but you have no idea what you do want. You've rejected society's purposes but haven't discovered your own. And without purpose, life feels like going through motions without meaning. Nothing excites you because excitement implies movement toward something. And when you have no destination, movement feels pointless. The spiritual flatline, there's a stage in awakening that feels like death. Not physical death, but ego death, meaning death, caring death. You become flat, neutral, unaffected. Nothing moves you. Not joy, not sorrow, not anger, not hope. You're just existing, observing, witnessing life without participating in it emotionally. Some traditions call this equanimity or detachment, but it doesn't feel enlightened. It feels numb, like you've unplugged from the human experience and can't plug back in. You watch people get excited about things and you feel nothing. You see beauty and remain unmoved. You're alive but not living, awake but not present. The loneliness of seeing when nothing excites you, you become isolated because excitement is social currency. People bond over shared enthusiasm. They connect through mutual interest. But when you can't get excited about the things that excite others, you can't connect. You're the person who doesn't laugh at the jokes, doesn't care about the gossip, doesn't join in the celebrations. You're not trying to be difficult. You're just being honest about what you actually feel, which is nothing. And that honesty makes you an outsider. So you're lonely. Not just alone, but fundamentally disconnected from the shared reality that binds most people together. You're watching from outside, unable to participate in the communal excitement that makes life bearable. The questioning of sanity when everyone around you is excited about life and you feel nothing. You start to wonder, am I the one who's wrong? Have I broken something in myself? Is this awakening actually just depression disguised as enlightenment? You question whether seeing through illusions was worth losing the ability to enjoy anything. You wonder if ignorance really was bliss, and you've traded happiness for truth in a deal you now regret. You look at people living in the illusion and envy their excitement, their motivation, their simple pleasures. They seem happy. And you're just aware. And aware doesn't feel like winning. The temptation to go back, there are moments when you desperately want to go back to sleep, to believe again, to care about the things you're supposed to care about, to feel excitement for goals and dreams and futures. You want to unknow what you know, unsee what you've seen, unlearn what you've learned. You want the comfort of illusion back because this clarity is too painful, too isolating, too heavy, but you can't. Once you've seen through the matrix, you can't plug back in. The red pill can't be unswallowed. You're stuck in this state, too awake to be normal, too human to transcend completely. The reconstruction phase, here's the truth. No one tells you the flatness is a phase. The nothing excites you period is the valley you walk through, not the destination you arrive at. After deconstruction comes reconstruction. After tearing everything down, you get to build something new. Not the old illusions, but authentic meaning. Not society's dreams, but your own truth. This phase requires patience. It requires sitting in the void long enough to hear what emerges from your own depths, not what's been programmed into you. You start to discover what actually matters to you. Not what should matter, not what you think you're supposed to care about, but what genuinely resonates with your authentic self. Excitement transforms. The excitement you felt before awakening doesn't come back, and that's okay, because it was based on illusion, and you don't want it back. What emerges instead is something quieter but deeper. Not the manic excitement of chasing external validation, but the steady warmth of alignment with truth. You stop getting excited about achievement and start feeling fulfilled by authenticity. You stop seeking entertainment and start finding meaning in creation. You stop chasing happiness and start building peace. This isn't the excitement that comes from dopamine hits and distraction. It's the satisfaction that comes from living in alignment with what you actually value. The shift from excitement to engagement. Maybe the goal isn't to be excited again. Maybe awakened life isn't about excitement, it's about engagement. You engage with work that matters, even if it doesn't thrill you. You engage with relationships that are real, even if they're not constantly entertaining. You engage with life as it is, not as you wish it would be. Engagement is quieter than excitement. It's more sustainable. It doesn't require constant novelty or stimulation. It's the difference between fireworks and a steady flame. One is spectacular but brief. The other is lasting and warm. You learn to find value in depth rather than intensity, in meaning rather than pleasure, in authenticity rather than performance. Caring about what actually matters eventually, things start to matter again. Not the old things, but new things, deeper things. You care about growth, about truth, about genuine connection, about creating something meaningful, about reducing suffering, about being present, about living with integrity. These aren't exciting in the conventional sense. They don't provide adrenaline rushes or dopamine spikes, but they provide something more valuable, a sense that your life means something. You realize excitement was always overrated. You were chasing the feeling instead of building the substance. And now you're building substance. And substance doesn't need to be exciting to be worthwhile. If nothing excites you after waking up, you're not broken. You are in transition. You've deconstructed the old meaning-making systems, but haven't fully constructed the new ones yet. This phase is uncomfortable. It's lonely. It's confusing. You'll question everything, including whether awakening was worth it. But here's what's on the other side: a life built on truth rather than illusion. Values that are actually yours, not borrowed from society. Engagement that's authentic rather than performed. Meaning that's earned rather than assigned. You won't go back to the kind of excitement you felt before, but you'll discover something better, the deep satisfaction of living aligned with who you actually are. The nothing excites you phase is the death that precedes rebirth. You're not ending, you're transforming. The old you with its programmed excitements and borrowed dreams is dying, and something more authentic is waiting to emerge. So be patient with yourself, sit in the void, let the flatness run its course, and trust that on the other side of this numbness is a way of being that's more real, more honest, more you than anything you've experienced before. Awakening doesn't kill excitement permanently. It just kills false excitement. And that death makes room for something infinitely more valuable, a life that doesn't need to be exciting to be worth living. Thank you for watching Motivation Thrones. If nothing excites you anymore, you're not alone. You're evolving. Share this with someone stuck in the void after awakening. And remember, the death of false excitement is the birth of authentic meaning.